In the previous session, we are talking about the final accounts of non-corporate, not-for-profit organization. In the previous session, we talked about the meaning of not-for-profit organization, what are the features of NPOs, what is the difference between profit organization and not-for-profit organization. We also talk about the accounts which are prepared by the this NPO, that is receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account and balance sheet. In this lecture, we are going to talk about some important items and their accounting treatment, that is the treatment of subscription, entrance fees, legacy, donation, life membership fees, honorarium, government grant and the sale of fixed assets and investment and sale of newspaper and sports material. We are also going to talk about how to prepare receipt and payment account. The first is subscription. The subscription is the main source of income for NPO, not for profit organization. It is the amount, the subscription is the amount which is paid by the members of the organization periodically so that their membership is not cancelled. This is the main source of revenue income of not for profit entity. It is shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. Since subscription is a recurring item and this is received on a annual basis, on a recurrent basis, so all the items which are of a revenue nature are to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. How to calculate this amount of subscription account? This is a very important income for a NPO and the calculation is also a little bit tedious. So how to calculate the amount of subscription? There are two methods to prepare the amount of subscription. Either you can calculate the amount of subscription in a statement form, that is by preparing the statement, or you can do it by preparing the account. If we calculate this amount of subscription in the statement form, then the format is the total subscription received during the year. Either it is given in the information or you can take this total subscription received from the receipt and payment account, and this subscription is shown on the debit side of the receipt and payment account. So the total subscription received during the year, out of this we have to make certain adjustments, and these adjustments are regarding to this outstanding or advance subscription. So basically what we are doing, we are calculating the amount which is to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. So the amount which is to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account, basically we have to calculate that. So how to calculate that? We have to make certain adjustment regarding the same. So out of the total subscription which is received during the year, we have to add outstanding subscription at the end of the current year. That means the subscription which is outstanding at the end of the current year has to be added here. Subscription which is due but not received, the subscription which is due but not received, but it is related with the current year. You have to keep it one thing in mind while calculating this amount of subscription, that the amount which we are calculating, this is the amount which is to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account, and income and expenditure account is prepared on an accrual basis, which states all type of incomes which are related with the current year are to be shown in the current year only. So according to that we have to make certain adjustment. So outstanding subscription which at the end of the current year has to be added here, and if advance subscription in the beginning of the year is also given, advance subscription in the beginning of the year means the subscription which was received previous year but it is related to the current year. So a subscription which was received in the previous year but it is related to the current year has to be added here, because reason being this income it was received in a previous year but this income is related to the current year, this has to be added here. The items which are to be deducted from this is outstanding subscription in the beginning of the current year. So outstanding subscription in the beginning of the current year is to be deducted. That means the subscription which is of previous year but received this year. Since this income is not related with the current year, this has to be deducted. The advance subscription at the end of the current year, the subscription which is received in the current year, but this income is not related with the current year. This income is related to the next year. Any income which is not related to the current year has to be adjusted, that has to be deducted from the total subscription received. So the amount so arrived, that is the total amount, will be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. So this is the calculation of income subscription if we do it by preparing in the statement form. In the account form, how to calculate the amount of subscription? On the debit side, outstanding subscription in the beginning of the year is shown, that is outstanding subscription in the beginning. This is the asset. This is asset for us. So it has a debit balance. So it is shown on the debit side of this account. If there is a advance subscription in the beginning of the year, this is a liability, and liability has a credit balance. That's why it is shown on the credit side of this account. So if outstanding subscription in the beginning of the year is given, that has to be shown on the debit side. And if advance subscription in the beginning of the year, advance subscription income which is received in advance. So if advance subscription in the beginning of the year is given, it is a liability and it will be shown on the credit side. On the credit side, the other item which is shown is by bank, that means the total subscription received during the year. If we are calculating subscription, if a receipt and payment account is given, so the amount which is given in the receipt and payment account, the amount of subscription which is given in the receipt and payment account, that amount has to be shown on the credit side with the name by bank. So the by bank denotes the amount which is shown in the receipt and payment account, or it is given in the information. At the end, the outstanding subscription which is outstanding at the end of the year means the subscription which is related to the current year but not received. So it is an asset, and it will be shown on the credit side of this account. On the debit side, advance subscription at the end, advance subscription at the end, subscription which is related to the current year but received this year, it is a liability, and all liabilities have a will be shown on the debit side of this account. If credit side exceeds the debit side, and the balancing figure will be known as the amount of subscription which will be transferred to the credit side of income and expenditure account. Let's understand this subscription, how to calculate the amount of subscription with the help of example. Subscription received during the year is given. For the year, this is 2015 and 16. The total subscription received is given 50,000. So this is the total amount of subscription which is given, and the financial year is 2015 and 16. You have to consider, you have to take care of this financial year while calculating the subscription. Subscription outstanding on 31st March 2016 is 8,000. So the financial year is 2015 and 16, and the subscription which is outstanding at the end of the current year is 8,000. Income due but not received. This is also known as income of the current year but not received. Subscription outstanding on 31st March 2015. This is of previous year. Income of the previous year, and this is given 6,000. Subscription received in advance on 31st March 2016. Income which is related to the next year but received this year, that is rupees 5,000. Subscription received in advance in the previous year, that is 4,000. Income which was related to with the current year but received in the previous year. So how to calculate the amount of subscription? We will be calculating the amount of subscription with both the method, that is in the statement form or in the account form. Let's calculate it with this. If we calculate the amount of subscription in the statement form, so the first of all, you have to write the total subscription received during the year, which is given here 50,000. To calculate the amount which is to be shown on the credit side of income and expenditure, we have to make certain adjustment. We have to add some items and we have to deduct some items. So subscription which is outstanding at the end of the current year has to be added here, which is given 8,000. And subscription which is received in advance in the beginning of the year, and which is given here 4,000. In a very simple terms, both the items, that is subscription outstanding at the end of the current year, that means income which is due but not received at the end of the year. What you have to see whether that income is related to the current year or not, irrespective of the fact whether it is received or not. So any income which is related to the current year has to be added here, and any income which is not related to the current year, if it is related with the previous year or it is related to the next year, has to be deducted. So subscription outstanding at the end of the current year, which is rupees 8,000, and subscription received in advance in the beginning, that is rupees 4,000, are to be added here. And the subscription outstanding in the beginning, income outstanding in the beginning, this income is related with the previous year. Because of that reason, it is deducted. Why it is deducted? This income was related with the previous year. This was the income which was due for the previous year. This was the income which was related with the previous year but received this year. So in 50,000, this 6,000 is included, but this income is not related to the current year, and because of that reason we have deducted this 6,000. Subscription received in advance at the end of the current year, any income which is related to the next year but received this year. So what we have to see, whether this income is related to the current year? No, this income is not related to the current year, and because of that fact, this subscription received in advance at the end of the current year is deducted. So out of total 62,000, 11,000, this is the income which is not related to the current year. The net amount, which is rupees 51,000, will be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. So this income and expenditure account is prepared on the basis of accrual basis, and keeping that in mind, all the incomes, all the items which are related with the current year are to be shown in the current year only, whether received or not. If we prepare this subscription account, we calculate the subscription with the help of this account. So while preparing this subscription account, outstanding subscription in the beginning of the year is shown on the debit side. This, since any income which is outstanding, which is not received, is an asset, and all assets has a debit balance, it is shown on the debit side. Subscription which is received in advance, that is subscription received in advance in the beginning is given, that has to be shown on the credit side, it is a liability. The next item which is shown on the credit side is by cash. This is the total subscription received during the year. This is the total amount which you received during the year is 50,000, and this 50,000 includes subscription received in advance, outstanding subscription, all other items. So accordingly we have to make adjustment the amount which is to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. At the end, by outstanding subscription, the subscription income which is related with the current year but not received is shown on the credit side. On the debit side, the last item is subscription received in advance. If any income which is related to the next year but received this year is shown at the end. If credit side exceed debit side, there would be a balancing figure on the debit side, and this balancing figure is of 51,000, and this balancing figure, this is the amount of subscription, this is the amount of that income which is related with the current year, and this has to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. Let's take one more example to understand this subscription. Receipt and payment account is given here, and on the debit side the receipts are given. The subscription is given 5,000, 30,000, 6,000. The total amount of the subscription which is given here is 41,000. So as you all know that the receipt and payment account is prepared on a cash basis, so it includes all type of receipts, all type of income, whether they are related with the current year or not. But when we prepare the income and expenditure account is prepared on an accrual basis, which states that all the items which are related with the current year are to be recorded in the current year only. The items which are not related with the current year, that means previous year's item or next year item, are to be excluded. That in receipt and payment account, the total subscription which is shown here is 41,000. That means the total income which we have received from subscription is 41,000, and this includes 30,000 of the current year. Our current financial year is 15 and 16. So 30,000 is of current year, 5,000 is the income which is related to the previous year but received this year, and 6,000 is the income which is related to the next financial year, that is 2016 and 17. So this is the income which is related to the next year but received this year. So total we have received 41,000. In the additional information it is given subscription outstanding on 31st March 2015. This is the subscription in the beginning of the year. Beginning of the year is 2016. This is given 6,000. Subscription outstanding at the end of the current year, that is 5,000. This is the income which is related with the current year but not received. Subscription received in advance, that is on 31st March 2015, is given 6,000. So this is the subscription which is received. This is the income which is received in the previous year but related to the current year. So let's calculate the amount of subscription with the help of this account form. So while preparing this subscription account, the outstanding subscription in the beginning, which was rupees 6,000, as you can see from the question, that subscription outstanding on 31st March 2015 is given 6,000 in the additional information. So subscription outstanding in the beginning, that means any subscription which is outstanding at the end of the previous year is the subscription outstanding in the beginning of the current year, and the current year is 2016. So outstanding subscription in the beginning is 6,000. It is an asset. It is shown on the debit side. Subscription received in advance in the beginning, it is given in the question, it is 6,000. Total subscription received, which is 41,000. So by cash 41,000, from where we have taken 41,000 is the total amount of subscription which we have received and which we have shown on the receipt side of the receipt and payment account. So the entire amount, irrespective of the fact whether it is related to the current year or not, the entire amount of income will be shown on the credit side of this account, subscription account, with the name by cash 41,000. On the credit side at the end, by outstanding subscription is shown. So outstanding subscription income which is related to the current year but not received, or any income which is not received till date. So in this, two columns are shown. For the financial year 2014 and 15, the amount of subscription which is still outstanding is 1,000. How it is calculated? As you can see on the receipt side of the receipt and payment account for the financial year, that is previous year 2014-15, the total amount of subscription which we have received this year is 5,000. And when you see at the additional information, total amount of subscription which was outstanding was 6,000. That means the income which was outstanding of the previous year was 6,000, out of which we have received only 5,000. So still 1,000 is outstanding. So any income which is outstanding till date will be shown at the end, and that because of that reason, the outstanding subscription is shown as rupees 1,000 for the financial year 14 and 15. For the financial year, that is current year, the outstanding subscription is 4,000. How it is calculated? It is given in the additional information in the second point, that the subscription outstanding on 31st March 2016 is rupees 5,000. That means on 31st March 2016, at the end of the current financial year, the total subscription which was outstanding was 5,000. This include 1,000 of the previous year and 4,000 of the current year. So the total subscription which was outstanding on 31st March 2016 is 5,000, and this includes two items: 1,000, this is the income of previous year which is not received, and 4,000 of the current year which is also not received. On the debit side, subscription received in advance at the end is also shown. It is given in the information. This is 6,000. When credit side, the total of the credit side is 52,000 and total of the debit side is 6,000. plus 6,000, that means 12,000. So credit is 52,000 and the debit side is 12,000. If we deduct 52 from 52,000, 12,000, the net amount is 40,000. This is the balancing figure on the debit side. This is the amount which is to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. In a nutshell, the simple way to calculate the subscription is the total subscription which is received, which is given in the receipt and payment. You have to add all those income, all those amount of subscription which are related with the current year, and you have to deduct all those items which are not related with the current year. The items which are related with the current year will be added, the items which are not related with the current year will be deducted, and the amounts arrived will be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. So this will be shown in the income and expenditure account of the current year. It will be shown on the credit side by subscription. The amount is 40,000, and in the balance sheet of the current year balance sheet is on 31st March 2016. This outstanding subscription income which is not still received till the end of the current year, it is an asset for us and it will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. So for the financial year 2014-15 it is 1,000, and for the current year 15 and 16 the total outstanding income is 4,000. The total amount of outstanding subscription is 5,000. In the previous year balance sheet, that is on 31st March 2015, the liabilities on the liability side, subscription received in advance is shown as 6,000 since it is a liability. Any income which is not due but receive in advance, it is a liability, so that's why it is shown on the liability side, and any income which is due but not received is an asset, and because of that reason it is shown on the asset side of this balance sheet. The next type of item in NPOs is entrance fees and admission fees. Entrance fees or admission fees is an initial amount which is paid at the time of taking admission. So the accounting treatment, how to treat this entrance fees, whether it has to be capitalized, it is of a capital nature item or a revenue nature item. Since this entrance fees is paid only at the time of entry, it is non-recurring in nature and therefore it should be capitalized, and it is shown on the liability side of a balance sheet. If membership of an organization, if it changes frequently, it becomes an item of a recurring nature. If every year members join, they are joining on a recurring basis, so or it keeps on changing, in that case the admission fees is to be treated as a recurring nature item. In that case it will be shown on the credit side of income and expenditure account. So in case of in the absence of any information, entrance fees should be capitalized as per the accounting standard 9. So entrance fees, if it is a non-recurring item, if we are treating entrance fees as a non-recurring item, in that case this would be treated as a capital receipt, and if it is a capital receipt it will be shown in the balance sheet, and if it is received, this entrance fees received every year, in that case it would be treated as a recurring item, and this would be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. Sometimes it is given in the question that this much amount of entrance fees should be capitalized. For example, if it is given in the question that out of the total entrance fees, that is 10,000, 60% has to be capitalized. So the amount which is to be capitalized will be shown in the balance sheet, and the remaining amount, that is 40% amount, rupees 4,000, will be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. The next item is legacy. Legacy, it is the amount received as per the will of the deceased person. The accounting treatment of legacy depends upon the nature of the receipt and the condition specified with that receipt. If the legacy is received for a specific purpose, if legacy is received for some specific purpose, the purpose is defined, it is to be treated as a capital receipt and it is to be added to the capital fund, and it is shown on the liability side of a balance sheet. If nothing is mentioned, If the purpose of legacy is not mentioned, in that case it is to be treated for a general purpose, and in that case it is to be treated as a revenue receipt. And if it is a revenue receipt, and it has to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. The next item, the next source of income for NPO is donation. Donation is simply, it represents the amount which is donated by any outsider to the NPO. Donation can be a specific donation or a general donation. If the donation is a specific donation, it is meant for some specific purpose. For example, this we have received this donation for the construction of a building, or for books, or some for buying some equipment, then in that case it is a specific donation. If it is a specific donation, if its purpose is defined, in that case it has to be capitalized and it is to be shown on the liability side of a balance sheet. If nothing is defined, donation is given by some person and he has not decided for what purpose they have given this donation, so purpose is not defined, in that case this receipt has to be treated as a revenue receipt, and in that case it is to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. The next item is life membership fees. Life membership fees are received once during the lifetime in one lump sum. Since they are received once in a lifetime, they are of a non-recurring in nature. That means they are to be treated as a capital receipt. If they are capital receipt, they are to be added to the capital fund and to be shown on the liability side of a balance sheet. The next item of an NPO is government grant. Government grant is the grant which is received from the government. If the government grant is received for some specific purpose, for the construction of building, then they should be added to the special fund for which it is meant, that is a building fund, and it is to be shown on the liability side of a balance sheet. But government grant, since it is a special fund, it is never added to a capital fund. In the absence of any information about the treatment of the government grant, it should be treated as a recurring income, and it is to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. The next item is the honorarium. It is the amount which is given in gratitude for the services rendered. So it is an expenditure, but it is a revenue expenditure which are recurring in nature, which is given on a yearly basis or on a daily basis. So if it is a revenue expenditures, all type of revenue nature items are to be shown on the income and expenditure account, and it is under revenue expenditure, it is shown on the debit side of income and expenditure account. The next item is endowment fund. This endowment fund is a fund arising from the bequest or gift, the income of which is devoted for some specific purpose. This fund is treated as capital receipt. Why it is treated as a capital receipt? Because it is meant for some specific purpose. Anything, any item, any fund, any donation, anything which is received for some specific purpose has to be treated as a capital receipt. If the purpose is not defined, in that case it is treated as for a general purpose, and if the purpose is general, that has to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account. So if this endowment fund, it is received for some specific purpose, it is shown on the liability side of a balance sheet, and if that fund is invested somewhere, then in that case this will become endowment fund investment, and if it is an investment, it is to be shown on the asset side of a balance sheet. If any income is received, any interest or dividend is received on that investment, that has to be shown on the credit side of the income and expenditure account, because that is a revenue nature. The next item for NPO is sale of old sports material and newspaper. The amount received on account of sale of old sports material or newspaper are recurring incomes, and therefore it is to be shown on the credit side of income and expenditure account. Next is sale of fixed assets and investment. Any fixed asset or investments are sold by the NPOs. In that case, the amount received is to be shown on the receipt side of the receipt and payment account, but the profit or loss made on the sale of this asset or investment is to be shown in the income and expenditure account. So that's all for today. In the upcoming lecture, we'll be talking about how to prepare the receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet. Thank you so much, everyone.